Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen. So today we are continuing our lesson series on preparing for stoichiometry here. So we have atoms, molecules, moles, mass, and volume. Our goal for today is going to be able to take this equation, right? 2H2S plus 3O2 forms 2SO2 plus 2H2O. And we're going to be able to find these quantities: the number of atoms, the number of molecules, the number of moles, mass, and volume of each thing. So let's get started. How we know the numbers of atoms in here is because of what is involved in this molecule. So if we look at S and then two H's, right, there are 1, 2, 3 atoms in this one molecule, but remember the coefficient means that we have 2 of this whole thing, right? We have 1 S, we have 2 H's, that's 3 atoms, all of that times 2, right? So if you imagine that there are actually 2 of these guys, there are a total of 6 atoms, okay? Now, if we look at molecules, right, like I said before, there's 6 atoms, but distributed among 2 molecules, right? This is a molecule, and this is representing another molecule. So there are 2 molecules. And again, that's usually going to match the coefficient number, right? For moles, again, going to match the molecule number here. There are 2 moles of this substance. And then mass, remember from last video you determined the mass of something by taking the individual masses of each of these atoms and then multiplying by the coefficient. So for example, if we look up the mass of sulfur, sulfur is, I should have had this written down before. Now my very slow computer is going to tell me the mass of sulfur. This is really where I wish I had the power of editing. It's going to be approximately 32, right? So mass of sulfur is approximately 32 grams per mole. Then each of these hydrogens we should basically have memorized as 1, right? So 1 plus 32 is 34. 34 times 2, that's going to give us 68. Okay? Now the volume, remember from class a while ago, the volume is going to be 1 mole of gas at standard temperature and pressure is equal to 22.4 liters. Okay? How many moles of this gas do we have? We have 2 moles of gas. So we take this number, which is 1 mole of gas, and multiply it by 2. So that's going to give us 22.4 times 2 is 44.8 liters. Okay? And using this information we can solve the remainder of the equation here. So if we give ourselves, hopefully there's going to be enough room here. Our oxygen, remember, is 16 grams per mole. 16 times 2, that's 32. 32 times 3 is going to be 96. Oh, sorry, I'm doing the mass. Whoops. So that's going to go down there. How many atoms do we have though? We have 2 oxygen atoms in every molecule, but we have 3 molecules, so it's actually 6 atoms. How many molecules do we have? Well, we have 3. We also have 3 moles of this gas. And in order to find the volume, remember we take this number here and we multiply by how many moles we have. So it will be about 67.2 moles, or sorry, liters. Put a big line down here underneath the arrow. So then we have, for atoms here, we have 1 atom plus 2 of these atoms, that's 3 total in this one molecule, but we have 2 molecules, so that's 6 atoms here. How many molecules do we have? Well, we have 2 of them. How many moles? Still 2. What's the mass? Well, we take our 16 here, we take our 32 here. 16 times 2 is 32, plus 32 is 64, right? So 64 is the total, times 2, that's 128 grams per mole. Now we have 2 moles of this thing, right? So we multiply that by this number here. It's going to give us 44.8 liters. And then last but not least, how many atoms do we have here? 1, 2, 3. Right, so 3 in this one molecule times the 2 coefficient, that's 6. Very lucky that we have all these being the same today. Molecules, however, we have 2 of them. Moles, we again have 2. The mass, we take our 16 and 1, 2. We'll just write the 2 instead of 1 times 2. So we have 2 plus 16 is 18. 18 times 2 is going to give us 36. Correct? Correct. And then we have 2 moles of gas, right? So 2 times this number, it's going to give us 44.8 liters. All right. When you're done with this video, there should be a short practice assignment that's uploaded. Again, do as much of that as you feel that you need to understand the concept, and then please fill out the Google form as your exit slip today. I hope you guys have a fabulous Friday, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.